Welcome to another video from Code Interactive. Today we're going to talk about one-page sites. So as you're building your site, if your pages are relatively short, you might want to consider placing all of your content on one page and having a navigation bar at the top so that when users click on the menu items, the page will scroll down to the appropriate section. So that's what we see here on this demo site of ours. So let's see how this is created. This here is the site that I will be working on for this tutorial. I've imported the demo content. The only thing that's missing is a menu at the top. So let's go ahead and turn this page into a one-page site. First of all, I'm going to open this particular page. So it's called Home Urban. Let's open it up. For this tutorial, I'm going to keep it simple. I'm only going to add 3 menu items in my header. The first one is going to take us to the About Us section. The next one is going to take us to the Portfolio section. And finally, I'm going to add a menu item for the Contact section. So in order to do this, I will need to locate these sections on my page and I will need to assign them anchor IDs. So let's go back to my page. So here at the top, I have the About Us row. So let's open up this row. Down here, there's a field called Anchor ID. This is where you will want to place your anchor ID. I'm going to just name it About. Now, when you're adding your anchor ID, you should make sure that you only have one word. So this here would be incorrect because there's 2 words. You need to make sure that you have no spaces here, so only enter one word. So here we have a field called row ID. And you do not want to enter your anchor ID here because if you do so, the scrolling effect will not work properly. So make sure that you're not entering your anchor ID here. You want to place it here in the anchor ID field. All right, so let's go ahead and save. Now my next anchor, I want to place it in the portfolio section. So let's find that section. Here it is. Our latest work. Let's edit this row. Once again, I'm going to scroll down to the anchor ID field and let's enter portfolio here. Your anchor IDs should be unique. So when you're adding your anchor IDs to your page, you cannot use the same word on 2 different locations. So they need to be unique. Also, some people will enter a hash. This is not necessary. You do not need to enter a hash. Just enter the ID itself. All right, let's save this. And finally, I'm going to place an anchor for my contact section. So let's enter an anchor ID here. All right, so let's save this page. Now let's navigate to appearance menus. I'm going to add a new menu. Let's call it main menu. Now, in order to add menu items that will link to a particular section of the page, I will want to add an instance of the page itself. So if we previously recall, the page that I was working on was called Home Urban. So this is the page that I will want to add to my menu. So here it is, Home Urban. Now, when I expand this menu item, here under the navigation label, you could enter the label that you want to appear in the menu. So for my first menu item, I'm going to call it About Us. And here in the anchor field, you will want to enter the anchor ID that you assigned to your row. So for my first row, the ID I used was About. Once again, you do not want to enter a hash at the beginning of your anchor name, so just enter your anchor ID without the hash. In this fashion, I'm going to add all of my menu items. So once again, I'm going to drag an instance of my page. This second one will be called Portfolio, and my anchor ID was Portfolio. And I'm going to do the same thing for the contact section. Let's call this menu item Contact Us. And the anchor ID was Contact. All right. Now there's one more way that you can add an anchor to your menu, and that's through custom links. In order to add it this way, you will want to copy your page URL. So I'm going to copy this, and you will want to paste it here. And for the link text field, you will want to enter your navigation label. So let's call this Contact Us. All right, so this is our custom link. And here in the anchor field, you will want to enter your anchor ID. So this way of adding an anchor item through a custom link, it works the same as if you were to add a page. So we've shown you both methods, and you can choose which one you prefer. I'm going to delete this custom link item because I don't need it. Now let's assign this menu to top navigation, and let's save. Let's refresh my page. And now we have a menu at the top. And when I click on a menu item, the page scrolls down to that section. Now, my header is not visible, so let's go ahead and fix that. I'm going to navigate to Code Options Header. Here, under Header Type, we see that it's currently set to regular. So regular header stays at the top of the page, and since I want my header to be visible after scroll, I'm going to choose the sticky type. And let's save. Let's refresh my page again. And now when I click on a menu item, my header stays visible. All right, now let's take a look at another demo site of ours. Here on this demo site, we also have a one-page site. And when I click on a menu item, we can see that the menu item is active. So the menu item turns red, and we can see that we are on that particular section of the page. So let's do something similar here on my site. I'm going to navigate to Code Options Fonts. Let's click on Header and Menu. And over here, for the first level menu section, there's a field called Active Text Color. So I'm going to set white here. And let's save. Let's refresh my page. And when I click on a menu item now, we can see that it's highlighted. Now there's one more menu item that I would like to add to my menu. Let's go ahead and add a home section so that when users click on home, it takes them all the way to the top of the page. Now here at the top of the page, we have a code slider. So let's see how can we add an anchor to the code slider. I'm going to go ahead and open up my page again. When I scroll down the page, we see a field here called Layer Slider or Code Slider Shortcode. And this is where we enter the Code Slider shortcode in order to add it to the page. Now I'm going to place my anchor ID within this shortcode. Here at the end of the shortcode, before the closing bracket, I'm going to add a space. I'm going to enter anchor and then an equal sign followed by brackets. And inside the brackets, I'm going to enter my anchor ID. So this one, I'm going to call it home. All right. So once again, when you're entering your anchor ID here, you want to make sure that it doesn't contain any spaces and that the ID is unique. So let's save this page. Now let's navigate to Appearance menus. Once again, I'm going to add an instance of my page. I'm going to place this at the top of my menu. Here for the navigation label, I'm going to enter home, and my anchor ID was home. So let's save. Let's refresh my page. We have a home menu item now. And when I click on home, it takes me to the top of the page. Now, on a final note, some users have asked us when they have a one-page site, can they add additional menu items to the header, for example, external links? And the answer to that is, of course, you can. So on this menu here, I can add additional links such as custom links. I could also add a post maybe. And this page, when users click on it, it would take me to that post page. Having this in my menu, it will not affect the functionality of my one-page site. So that wraps up this video. I hope that you found it useful. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them in the comment section. And if you would like to be notified about upcoming tutorials, you can subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.